Hi, Adam Walter with Humanize IT. Today I want to talk to you about the client portal and how to use it with both existing clients and prospects. Existing clients can use it to view your environment to see the QBR personas that you have set up for them to help them talk to their decision makers about what needs to be purchased and then keep on top of what's going on in their IT. Prospects or leads can be use the client portal to self-assess and see where they stand. And so I'm going to show you how to use both of these so you can use it to entice your existing clients to see what's going on and be stickier, as well as entice your prospects to check out your services and what's going on as a really dynamic and unique piece of marketing collateral. So let's get over there. So what we have here is our normal client portal or our normal client list. So we're going to go to Acme. You know, we've got Acme over here. We've got a guy named Mike we've been meeting with for QBRs for quite a while now. We've developed several personas for Mike. So over the years, we've got a CISO persona. We've got a budget persona. We've shared these with Mike because we know he wants these, but then he's also got a specific view. So we see over in our personas, we have a architecture assessment, to see how are we implementing hardware and software in his environment, as well as his NIST assessment and where that is going. Like how are they doing security wise? We've got a big project there. Here's our roadmap, and here's a couple budget forecasts he's requested that are getting built. And then he can also see his Office 365 implementation and any tickets that are going on. So if he's got any questions like who's got this ticket and who's working on it, he can come over here and check it out. So what we want to do is we want to share this over here, this top right. You saw that? Get personas, and then you have your share button. The share button's been there forever, but now we can go over and say Mike's view, and we can add in this email address. And you don't have to create an account for them. This goes via Google or Microsoft SSO. So we have adam@virtualc.biz is going to be shared the client home screen. So that what happens is now you're going to have the generic client portal link. So it looks like this. Let me just go ahead and copy and paste it for you guys. It goes to a generic link, and what it is, there's a good reason for this for now. You can also, you can do your little CNAME tricks, you can do whatever you want, but it's going to take you to this area. But the actual link is managedserviceplatform.com/client portal. And I'll take you to this nice little screen here. Since I'm a Google account, I'm going to go ahead and select the Google. And I'm going to go ahead and get Adam@virtualc because I have a billion email addresses, and this is the one that's been shared to. So I'm going to go to, I see I have two companies actually shared with me, but I'm going to go to Acme Core right now. And I can see the three personas that I have built with you over the past couple years. And now I can view any of them. So if I'm talking to my guys about security, and I can talk about where we are, what we're doing for our compliance initiatives, or I can say, hey, let's talk to my budgeting committee and let's make sure we get some of this stuff approved. So I can take all the conversations we have had and bring them to my decision makers. Or I go down to Mike. Mike is a decision maker, and he has certain things that he cares about. He wants to make sure he's reporting on. And so he's going through, and now he can click on this and see where everything is. It's read only, so he can't mess around with things, but he can get insights on how things are going and what projects are coming up. Any opportunities or anything they didn't buy into or any assets that are going to be expiring soon. These are things that he cares about. He designed this in his QBR with you the last session you guys were there. So now Mike can get on top of things. Mike can stay here. And this is a portal that's instantly available on your guys' site right now. All you have to do is have that generic client-portal link and tie it to a button on your website. Now, I also mentioned that you can do lead gen through this. The really cool thing with the lead gen portion is the fact that now that we have clients lists, we can go to clients here and we can tag certain clients as leads. Because they don't need accounts or they don't need any interaction with us, we just need to know that they have a Microsoft account. They can come over here and I say lead, right? Now, some of you have already connected the dots. Because the share functionality is tied to their Microsoft account, not to an account you created, you can share an assessment with anybody with a Microsoft account, anybody with a Google account. So we come down here and you can see their different areas. This is all blank right now. I've got a nice little video here that kind of explains what's going on. So what I've done here is I've actually created three reports, mini versions. You want them to be filled out as fast as possible with questions that your client can probably answer, and maybe a few they can't. So you can see I've done a mini assessment here, and I've called a mini assessment 02 for services. And if you want to know where this link is, these self-assessment tools, these have been part of our product for probably 5 years now. If you get onto your assessment section of your report, you can click share right here, and this link will take you to a mini assessment or a full assessment. The old goal back in the day was that we had these big, long, full assessments where an engineer can go and just fill this out and ask these questions to their clients, or that the client would fill out themselves. However, they wouldn't fill it out. The client hated filling out these things. It was a great idea. It just didn't work because there was no reward for the client to fill these out. The reward was for the MSP because now the MSP had a gap analysis of this person. So what we've done here is we've created a reward for the client to fill this out as marketing collateral. So let's go over to the digital torch real quick, and I'll show you what I did with those links. So I created a shared link for all three of these reports. So we can see over here, I've selected the report, Architecture Assessment 02, Services Assessment, and Security Mini Assessment. And then over here for the overview score, I selected all three, and it's going to average these three together. Now, I came down here, and in this content widget, I created a link to all three assessments. I copied and I pasted the link for each one of those, and I put it in here. What that means is when Adam Walter logs in as Digital Torch, it says, hey, Digital Torch is a prospect. I really want to do business with them. Let me show them what I can do for them. And so what you have is a client's like, what is this? And then there's an explainer view that says, hey, if you click on these links here, we're going to immediately have a score that shows you how you compare against industry averages. And that's our ITCQ here. They're going to see how they compare against your clients at your MSP or clients globally, or whatever thing you need to compare them against, you can put in there. So now the client has a reward. If they do these three mini assessments, you can alleviate one of the biggest stresses for a client in that they don't know how their MSP is doing. Now they can self-assess and say, how is your MSP doing? You create the assessment here. So when I click on Architecture Mini Assessment, I immediately am taken to this little wording, which I put together. I know it's very simple. That's okay. And I can actually answer these questions. What's going on? On-premise, some workstations. See? So if I cloned my answers so that they're already in here, and I can change these around however I want. Yeah, I got email encryption. No, I don't. What am I talking about? I have spam filtering. So you're going through, and now you have this assessment filled out, right? So I click refresh here. Uh-oh. It's still the old links. So you can, what you're seeing here is I am using an old link up top here, CDD7. So what I need to do is I actually need to update the link in this report. I could go back and fix this and re-record this video, but I'm not, because I'm going to use this as a learning situation. So I'm coming down to Services Assessment 002. And I'm going to go ahead and share this so you guys can see how it's done. You can see that I've got this nice link here, BA2A, close. And I'm going to go ahead and update that client portal. So I'm coming down. That was a service assessment. So I'm going to go ahead and update this link. I thought I'd be clever and have it so it was pre-filled out so I didn't have to think about it, but this is probably better for everyone. So then I've got that one filled out. So let's go over and get the architecture one. Let's go ahead and share that. Copy. I'm just making an extra long video, but at least you guys are getting a good long view of how to actually build this. All right, so architecture assessment, and we're going to click here. This also is going to show you how kind of potent these live dashboards are. And the last one, let's go and get that cybersecurity assessment. So the cybersecurity assessment, mini assessments are a little bit more complicated because there's only so many questions that your clients can answer. So I highly recommend when you're building like the mini assessment that you focus on business questions that kind of result in business risk. And if you use like a NIST assessment or a CIS, what you're going to see is there are certain questions that are in the business group or the business analysis control families. Use those. Those are the ones that your client are going to be really good at filling out. And then have kind of like a teaser like, hey, we can also do your technical assessment for you. And now your client's going to be like, oh, okay, there is a lot I don't know. And this MSP is really going to be able to help me with that. So once you're done with this, don't forget to click save. I want to save as a self-assessment, save as current. And now this is updated. So now when I go back to this, you can see right here, the link is the wrong link. It's CDD7. All right, so we're going to close all these. That's right. And then we're going to click refresh. Now when I come in, it should be the assessment that is tied to the report that's here. So let's go ahead and try that. Oh, now it's blank. We're good to go. So yeah, I've got an Office 365 subscription. We've got an Exchange server on site. I think most of the workstations do, but not all of them. Warranty, but they're pretty old. I don't think anybody's got a warranty right now. I have no idea on that. Somebody installed some agents on them at some point. The servers are really old, probably no warranties on them. I have no idea on my backups. My internet connection, it's reliable. I'd like to be faster. Everybody wants their internet connection to be faster. It's reliable. So there's some dead spots in our building. No web filtering. We have some spam filtering, and like you can see how the client should be able to answer some of these, and there's something like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what that even means. That's important. And we actually link to the portal dashboard right here for the client. So they can click and go right back to their portal dashboard. So you come back here and you can see like, what's changed? So I click refresh. And now we have our mini assessment. We see that they're scoring 34% and their ITCQ score they compare against other businesses is 47. Now they want to know more. So let's go ahead and talk about that mini assessment on services. How is my MSP serving our needs? Let's go ahead and go through this. 8 to 5. You know, we kind of have a break fix client here that's not really getting the support that they want. The best support, you know, none of that stuff. They don't even dispose our hardware for us. We had to throw it away in a dumpster. First come, first serve. First come, first serve. No VoIP services. And like, ugh. So then we go ahead and refresh. Now that 2 assessments are filled out, you can now see that the overview is scoring 30%. You can see the average person scores 30%. And the more of these little mini assessments get filled out, the more these like ITCQ scores get matured. So let's do the final one, the security one. This is probably the one that's going to be biggest lead gen for you in third quarter, because third quarter is all about cybersecurity, especially October, Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So you're going to be able to tell a client, hey, why don't you self-assess yourself for cybersecurity? Notice I've kind of like focused this on governance and identification of threats. You know, and I just kind of click through here. I'm not going to go through all these, but your client's going to be like, oh, this is really interesting. We have no security awareness training. Maintenance of what? No policies and procedures. I think that's control, but I'd have to ask my existing IT people. So we're getting a couple things here like, I don't know. And you want them to not know. You want them to say like, well, I'm sorry. In the case where they don't know, that means that they need you. If they already know all these answers, there's less likely they're going to go with you. So you want them protected, But as a prospect, you're hoping that there's some gaps here that you can cover for them. Vulnerability scans they do every once in a while, they think. A good opportunity for you to show them. We have a response plan. It's called Get on the Phone. Yeah, sure. We know exactly what happens when an incident happened, but we don't really follow up on it. No response strategies. Yeah, recovery plan is get back to work. Recovery strategy updated. Sure. We update our calling tree. So now you have, again, a link back to the client portal and click refresh. Look at that. You can see they're in the red in 3 areas. Now you can have whatever assessment you want. So if you're trying to really penetrate the market on Office 365 deployment, you can do that. If you want to penetrate the market on DR or maybe on, a lot of people are trying to push cybersecurity policies, insurance policies right now. You can create assessments for that for your leads to understand where do they stand, because most of your prospects don't understand. Even if they have an MSP right now, that MSP might be somebody who's just, they're break fixing. They're not really doing a full suite like you do. And so now you can prove that, look, they're not performing very well. They need help. And then when you see this assessment filled out and they can see that they need to upgrade their game, that they're falling behind their competition, because that's what ITCQ is. It's a comparison against other businesses, not against other MSPs, other businesses. So they're not scoring as well as their peers in Lincoln, Nebraska, or in Quebec, or wherever they are. And now you get this nice report. They have a nice report, and they're wondering, why isn't my budget filled out? Why isn't my project roadmap filled out? And it's time for them to message back. You can pre-fill out the project roadmap with a couple recommendations that you'll do for them, a fullness assessment. You'll do it for $1,500 or for free. Put in that marketing collateral down here. We'll do these things for you. And then you can put a mock budget in there. Say, hey, if you want a budget, we're going to need to come on site and talk to you about your assets and what's going on. And then that'll get filled out. This is how you do instant marketing collateral, instant value to any lead with your existing client portal. If you're a Humanize IT member, you have access to this. It's just a copy and paste. You put it as a link on your website. Now you've got a great way to help your existing clients understand what you're doing for them and to help them with their decision makers. You also have a way to do lead gen and give really, really high value marketing collateral that's going to make people want to come to you like, hey, we'd like to do a pre-assessment. Can you set us up one? Sure. So anyways, this is a great tool. We just released it in June. We're super excited about it. We think it's going to help a lot of you who are great MSPs who want to show your value, either to a prospect or an existing client. Please use this. If you have any questions, reach out to coaching@virtualc.biz, respond to the newsletter, attend one of our live trainings on Tuesday or Thursday, check our events calendar on our website. And we will help you out and help you maximize this so that your clients are increasing buy-in, increasing perceived value, and your leads are thinking, wow, I'm missing out by not doing business with this MSP. Thank you, everyone, and good luck out there.